This is ABC 7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hi, I'm Ray Collins. Haley is off tonight. Sarasota County spent $21 million to enhance Siesta Key Beach, but there's one improvement that some neighbors say they can do without. One of the many upgrades around Siesta Key Beach is this series of shelters along Beach Road. Marcus and Rachel Schellenberger are having their own little picnic.
It's beautiful. Parking is really easy to get to, and it's really convenient for the beach.
But once the sun goes down and the bars close, these shelters have become the place to be for those looking to extend the party. And neighbors across the street aren't pleased.
People need bathroom facilities, so they'll come over here in the dark, use our laundry room to clean up. We've found people taking baths in our slop sinks, urinating and defecating in the hallways.
Bob Diorsi and his wife live directly across from the shelters. Along with their neighbors, they've called the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office over a dozen times, but nothing's changed.
Call the deputies to try and get them to come out here and have the people move along at 3 o'clock in the morning. If you don't meet with a deputy, they're reluctant to come out to respond because they don't have an identified complainant. And at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm not interested in meeting with a deputy to go outside to confront these people and say, please be quiet, I'm trying to sleep.
The Sheriff's Office didn't return our call about the shelter issue or did the Siesta Key Association. But Marcus, who moved here from Fort Lauderdale, says he has an idea as to how this situation could be handled.
In Fort Lauderdale Beach, they actually restrict the times that cars are allowed to be parked at the city beaches from anywhere from 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock at night all the way to 6 a.m. So if there are any cars parked at the beach and police officers or meter maids happen to see the car parked there, they will call a tow truck and have it towed. And that seems to eliminate some of the issue.
Yeah, Bob agrees restricting or removing these parking spots could help curtail the overnight partying here.
Well, I think there's a great idea, the parking in the shelters. It's just frustrating to have to deal with the nighttime nightlife that goes on these shelters.
So neighbors will meet with the County Traffic Advisory Board in 2 weeks about removing those parking spots by the shelters. Late tonight, police in Venice report a shooting in the 700 block of Colonial Road. They say the victim was expecting a visitor, but when he opened the door, he was shot. He has been rushed to the hospital. No word yet on his condition. Detectives believe 3 suspects, a white female, a black male, and a Hispanic male, are traveling now in a white 4-door sedan. If you can help, call the Sarasota County Crime Stoppers, the number on your screen. New details in a fatal stabbing today in Sarasota in broad daylight. The Sheriff's Office says it arrested one man after an apparent domestic dispute that left a mother dead and her daughter injured. The victim is 54-year-old Tanya Simpson, and her daughter is 20-year-old Tiana Leverett. No word yet on Tiana's condition, and the suspect's name has not yet been released. Well, a disturbing story here. A World War II veteran in Northport suffered serious injuries after police say he was beaten by his own caregiver. Police say 45-year-old Elena Erickson, seen here, beat 91-year-old Michael Tristano over the head with his oxygen tank and then left him to die. Police say she attacked him over a dispute involving money. Erickson initially told police the man had fallen, but doctors discovered his injuries were not consistent with that, and the victim was able to tell police what happened.
I believe that she fully thought that he would die, and I think she's probably pretty surprised today that he didn't.
Tristano is recovering now with relatives by his side. Erickson is charged with attempted murder and evidence tampering. She's being held on $300,000 bond. Well, some action right now in the tropics. Let's get details of that in our first forecast from Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
That's right, Ray. Not going to have a big impact on our weather, but it's just interesting to note that we have the second possibly named storm of the season by tomorrow morning sunrise. What we have is a big storm brewing near the center. It's not that well organized yet, and there's a good chance that it will turn into a tropical storm Bonnie by sunrise. And right now, some convection developing near the center, but mainly to the northwest of the center. There's a little wraparound at the end there, but all in all, not a very impressive system, but nonetheless, it's going to cause some heavy rainfall, I think, to South Carolina. Here's a look now at the latest as far as the coordinates go on it. You can see 35-mile-an-hour winds, not all that strong. It's still a tropical depression. It's moving to the west-northwest at 12, and the barometer now 1,000.9, I should say. Here's the forecast track. You can see the next 24 hours is going to move right into South Carolina, and then eventually bring some winds there, but it's going to be on the low scale of a tropical storm probably up to near 40 to 45. If it stays out over the water, it's going to produce a lot of rainfall across South Carolina. But if it moves inland, there's a good chance it may weaken and not do as much harm. For us, rainfall, well, it's back in the weather picture. Not much. A few showers are anticipated over the weekend. Details on that coming up in a few minutes, Ray.
Thank you, Bob. State health officials have issued a rabies alert for Myakka Valley Ranches in eastern Sarasota County. It happened after a deer tested positive to rabies. The alert serves to caution people in that area to be on the lookout for strange animal behavior.
Well, we were made aware that there was a deer that had rabies out here and that they had to end up putting the deer down.
So the symptoms can be anything that varies from acting like they're walking drunk, being what we call ataxic. You can see hypersalivation. You may see inability to swallow.
Experts say nocturnal animals may appear during the day and wildlife may lose their natural fear of humans. Infectious disease doctors say there are about 2 deaths per year in this country. Treatment includes a series of shots over several weeks. And as we head toward the busy weekend on the water, wildlife officials have this reminder. If you plan to fish and by some chance snag a bird instead, don't cut the line. Instead, reel the bird in and remove the hook yourself. If you cut the line, it can twist around on a branch and leave the bird hanging. In fact, unfortunately, rescuers with Wildlife Incorporated on Anna Maria Island saw that yesterday when an egret was found snagged in a rookery. It appears it eventually died of starvation.
It's really a sad situation because it could be prevented if people had the knowledge, and that's one of our goals, is to educate those people.
You're also asked to not throw away your fishing line in the trash because it ends up in the landfill where birds are known to visit. Instead, look for a fishing line recycling bin, which are around many piers and boat launching sites. There are several local events over the next few days to honor those who died while serving in the nation's armed services. Tomorrow, the Sarasota National Cemetery will have a Memorial Day service at 11 a.m. Retired Brigadier General Gerald Lamoille will be the guest speaker. The cemetery is out Clark Road east of the interstate. On Sunday, a tribute to heroes, a Memorial Day parade and block party will take place in Lakewood Ranch. A pre-block party will start on Main Street at 5, followed by the parade at 7 p.m. And on Monday, the annual Memorial Day Parade in downtown Sarasota starts at 10 a.m. at Main and Osprey to conclude at J.D. Hemmel Park near the Bayfront. Hope for a good weather weekend for this. Straight ahead, the official Suncoast forecast with our Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Plus an update from Fort Myers where over a dozen students are in trouble for an incident that happened in a school bathroom. And the president makes a visit where no sitting president has before in 70 years. Stay with us.
Across America with Mega Jackpots, it's Mega Millions.
What's up, America? I'm John Crode. It's Friday, May 27th, and tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is an estimated annuitized $218 million. To win that jackpot, you must match these 5 white balls plus that gold mega ball. Now, let's see if I can make you a millionaire tonight. Our first winning number tonight is 41. That's followed by 50. Up next, we have 70. That's followed by 18, and your final white ball for this Friday evening is 68. Now for the Mega Ball. Tonight's Mega Ball number is 9. Again, tonight's winning numbers are 41, 50, 70, 18, 68, and the gold Mega Ball is 9. Now, no one matches all 6 numbers. Tuesday's jackpot could be $235 million. Play on, America.
The all-new official Suncoast forecast, only on ABC 7.
Did you know many dogs are returned to shelters simply because they lack obedience? Contact Canine Corral about various training programs. We train dogs and their owners. Canine Corral, where the love is.
Hurricane season is here, and once again, ABC 7 is providing you vital information you need to protect your family and property when severe weather threatens the Suncoast.
Hurricane season is here. We'll show you how to prepare, and we'll open up the My Suncoast helpline to answer your questions on putting together your readiness plan and survival kit.
Join the official Suncoast Storm Team for Surviving a Hurricane, a live presentation of ABC 7, your Suncoast News, Wednesday, June 1st at 7.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop pad that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second Spin Mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
Discover the biggest savings of the year on some of America's favorite vehicles during the Drive and Discover event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Get America's best value, a new Grand Caravan for just $18,999 or a new Dodge Journey for just $16,999. Stop by today to shop the area's biggest selection of Ram trucks and save up to $8,000 on your new Ram. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Sunset tonight. I was out there on the beach covering a story with my jacket and tie on. Not exactly beach attire.
Oh, but still, it's nice to see that, you know.
Yes.
I'm doing some work out there and checking out the sunset. I was driving around and I was going to stop and take a picture, but I figured there'd be a lot of photos coming in, and there have been.
Yeah,
absolutely. Get a look at this one right here. This is Lido Beach. Stephanie shooting this. A few clouds off there. It looks like a gentleman walking or fishing right there on the beach, and maybe even a blue heron. I can't really tell, but it's still a great shot. And then we've got some more, but I zipped right on by them. But showers and storms, we'll be posting them on mysuncoast.com and also Facebook, too, our Facebook site. You can check them out over the weekend. Showers mainly offshore now. They're winding on down, and that activity continues to head off to the west. Now, there is a trough of low pressure that's moving through the Texas area and Louisiana. That is going to have somewhat of an influence on the future path of what might be Bonnie before sunrise tomorrow. The National Hurricane Center says it's either going to happen in the early morning hours or just around sunrise, that it will be transitioning from a tropical depression to a tropical storm, Bonnie. It's not going to be a strong one, though, because there's still quite a bit of shear right before it makes its way into South Carolina as a result of this trough. On top of that, all the dry air that we've had, that may be entrained into it. And so what that means is that with that dry air moving into it, it won't have much of a chance to strengthen much. I mean, a lot of showers and storms still offshore of Sanibel and off of Marco Island. Those continue to push off the coast away from the land. And you can see all that dry air starting to thin out a bit, but notice how it kind of trails all the way down here through the Florida Straits, then through Cuba, and then back up into the Bahamas. So some of this may eventually get caught up into the circulation over the next day or so, and it could inhibit it from developing into anything too serious as a tropical storm. It'll be in the low end, it looks like, in terms of wind speed. 79 degrees. We have a nice night. Dew point, though, has come up. It's at 67 now. It had been in the 50s all week long, and that's very unusual. East winds at 10. And the pressure 30 inches even, and that now is starting to drop somewhat. The high today, 91. It's been warm over the past few days. Temperatures a couple days ago tied a record at 94. 67 was the morning low. That was a nice start, and no rainfall to report officially at the airport. However, there were a few showers to our north near Pinellas County. 70 in Jacksonville now, 75 in Orlando. Still warm in Miami and Key West at 81 degrees. Temperatures all up and down the coast into the upper 70s there. Mid-70s well inland in Sebring and Punta Gorda at 75, Braden at 79 degrees. Well, that wind will stay out of these. There'll be a little breeze developing in the afternoon. There won't be much penetration inland. However, right along that breeze is a chance for a few scattered showers and an isolated thunderstorm not out of the question. But all in all, a pretty good weekend, as we are anticipating this storm and all this moisture to stay well to the north and east of us. A little bit of that may trail in, but not as much as they're going to see in South Carolina. We talked about this earlier. Pressure at 1,009 millibars. The forecast path and track take it right on in to the Carolina coast with winds up to about 45 miles an hour. And as far as the models are concerned, they're all pretty much projected right there toward South Carolina, and that kind of meanders around there for a couple of days afterward before it could dissipate. Light chop. Seas running less than 2 feet, and a lot of boating going on this weekend. Looks to be pretty good all the way through the weekend. Temperatures right now, the water temperature at 81 degrees, and we're expecting a high of 87 at the beaches. Tides upcoming on your screen, and the next high tide will be at 7:21 tonight. A few scattered showers offshore, then fair skies, a low of 69 degrees. And the forecast tomorrow looks good. Scattered storms in the afternoon, mainly 40% chance. It drops off a bit on Sunday and 30% to 20% on Monday and Tuesday, with high temperatures close to seasonal averages. Ray?
Thank you, Bob. An update now on a Fort Myers girl who had sex with several classmates in a school bathroom. The sheriff's office now has arrested a 16-year-old boy in this incident. Lee County detectives say they charged a football player with cruelty toward a child and possession of obscene material. Documents revealed the girl had sex with a number of boys at South Fort Myers High School, and it was all caught on videotape. Security video showed 25 teenage boys walking into the restroom. The school suspended 5 students and disciplined 11 others. The girl and her mother are not pressing charges. Switching gears now, going across the world, President Obama became the first president to visit the Japanese city the U.S. bombed during World War II. More now from ABC's Megan Hughes.
President Obama and Japan's Prime Minister Abe laying a wreath at the Hiroshima Peace Memorial. It was the only structure left standing after President Harry Truman authorized the world's first nuclear attack.
71 years ago, on a bright, cloudless morning, death fell from the sky and the world was changed.
The president made no apology for the decision, but recognized the human toll. The bomb claimed more than 140,000 victims, and today the president held hands with survivors, now in their 80s and 90s. This one calling him an earnest person, saying he has heart to feel for others so strongly. As I was talking to him, he was strengthening his hold of my hands more and more.
And force ourselves to imagine the moment the bomb fell. We force ourselves to feel the dread of children confused by what they see. We listen to a silent cry.
He made the case for ridding the world of nuclear weapons, even as the U.S. continues to possess thousands of them and regimes like North Korea build their arsenals.
We must have the courage to escape the logic of fear and pursue a world without them.
Prime Minister Abe commented on how far the two nations have come, saying enemies who fought each other so fiercely have become friends. The president is now returning to Washington after this 5-day tour, which also included a stop in Vietnam, another country still healing from the wounds of war. Megan Hughes, ABC News, Washington.
SpaceX successfully landed the first stage of its Falcon 9 rocket on a drone ship in the Atlantic Ocean. It was the 3rd time in a row and the 4th time overall. SpaceX began trying to land the first stage of its rockets early last year. The first successful landing didn't happen until December. What did the Rays find success tonight against the Yankees? We'll have sports and highlights next.
Shop GoWildHonda.com. Lease a new Civic for $169. A well-equipped Civic, just $169. Now at GoWildHonda.com or visit Wild Honda, Sarasota. It's gotta be wild.
Monday at 5 on ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
A new study has bad news for workaholics. We'll have the details in Health Smart.
Monday at 5 on ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Attention, this is an important message for anyone who had an IVC filter placed to prevent blood clots from traveling to their heart or lungs. Did your IVC filter move, break, or cause organ damage? The FDA warns that IVC filters may cause serious complications, such as heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, even death. If you or a loved one suffered serious complications, call IVC Filter Helpline now. You may be entitled to compensation. IVC filters are designed to prevent blood clots. If your IVC filter moved or broke and you suffered heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, or if a loved one died as a result, call IVC Filter Helpline today. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You'll pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone. Call IVC Filter Helpline now.
Please call 800-897-6764. That is 800-897-6764.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Shop GoWildHonda.com. Lease the new Accord for $189, just $189 or 0.9% APR. Now at GoWildHonda.com or visit Wild Honda Sarasota. It's gotta be wild.
Now, sports.
After a big loss to the Marlins on Thursday, the Rays hope for a fresh start tonight with the visiting New York Yankees. Now, the first half of the game was uneventful, no runs. It wasn't until the sixth inning the Yankees would score 3 runs. Alex Rodriguez hit a home run off Chris Archer. Here he is, the top of the 8th. New York would score again with a solo home run. 4-0 Yankees. The Rays scored their one and only run, bottom of the 9th. Final score, Yankees 4, Rays 1. The teams play again tomorrow in St. Petersburg. It began with 30, and now it's down to 2. The Pittsburgh Penguins will face off with the San Jose Sharks in the Stanley Cup Final. The Penguins, of course, beat the Bolts last night 3-2 in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Final. What a shame. So ESPN predicts the Sharks will win in 7 games. Game 1 is set for Monday night at 8 p.m. On the court now, Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Raptors in a do-or-die game with the Cavaliers, who led the series 3-2, but Toronto couldn't do it. Cleveland won 113-87. The Cavs will now take on the winner of the Western Conference Final. The team that set a new record for most wins is now on the brink of elimination. The Warriors have to win tomorrow night in Oklahoma. The Thunder lead that series 3-2. That is sports. Up next, winning lotto numbers. Stay with us.
The all-new official Suncoast forecast, only on ABC 7.
Camaro Shop Furniture. After 66 years in Sarasota, we're still the leader in hard-to-find and custom-made furniture. We have literally thousands of fabrics and patterns to choose from, and our free in-home design consultation will help you create rooms in your home specific to your unique style. Our inventory changes daily, so come in today to see what's new. Plus, anything in our showroom can be part of your home the very next day. Camaro Shop Furniture, now with 3 locations.
USMed has great news for anyone living with diabetes.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, USMed will ship a new glucose meter right to your home.
And shipping is free.
My new meter uses only a speck of blood, so it's less painful than my previous meter.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, you're covered with USMed. We're welcoming new patients, even if your current provider can't supply you anymore.
I don't even have to test on my fingers anymore. I can test on my hand or forearms, and it's more accurate than my old meter.
So call USMed today, and you'll have a choice of 2 great meters.
One that actually speaks your results, or a meter so small it fits on the bottle of strips.
Act now, and USMed will include a free prescription discount card. We'll also send you a free diabetes cookbook. This is your opportunity.
So call USMed today.
You'll be glad you did.
Sunset Fiat is Italian style. Sunset Fiat is fashion forward. Come see the all-new Fiat collection at Sunset Fiat with new 2015 Fiat 500s priced from $12,999. Sunset Fiat is cool and sexy with freedom to move and room to evolve. Visit Sunset Fiat in Sarasota or shop online at fiatusaofsarasota.com.
You know what scares me? No electricity. Yeah, when this magical box suddenly stops working, I call the pros at Mr. Sparky and they send a superhero to save the day. How's it going, Pablo?
It's going great, Mike.
Pablo possesses amazing skill. He can perform incredible feats at blinding speed. Superhero!
Couldn't have done it without you.
Modest, too.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Just to be clear, I don't live here.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Many of you may have posed or taken pictures of friends at the sailor and nurse statue on the Sarasota Bayfront. That iconic statue, of course, marks the end of World War II. And to one Suncoast resident, it has extra meaning. More from our Linda Carson.
94-year-old Eleanor Haynes, a wave in World War II, was in New York the day the war ended.
Everybody was kissing everybody because everybody was so happy. Oh, yes, it was like euphoria all over.
Also in the crowd, a young sailor she hadn't met yet. His name was Tom Bosa. Eleanor says when the photographer Alfred Einstadt snapped the famous picture of the sailor kissing a nurse, Tom was in the background. The picture gained world fame.
It was on the front page of the Life magazine shortly thereafter, when the war was over, and it's always been called the kissing sailor.
Eleanor and Tom met shortly after as they were both being discharged from the service. They married 2 months later and divorced after 3 years. Eleanor married again, raised a family, and then 12 years ago, she found Tom on Facebook and called him.
I called him. Now remember, this is after 60 years. So we talked for 2 hours, and I found out his wife had died and my husband had died. Well, what a coincidence.
The next day, he arrived on her doorsteps.
And he never left.
Retired New York State law enforcement officer William Miller used to investigate organized crime. He retired to Bradenton, and he now collects stories of World War II heroes. He was thrilled when he ran into Tom and learned that he was in that famous photograph, but he was even more thrilled at the rest of Tom's story.
He flew on a TBF Avenger, similar to George Bush's in World War II, and he was shot down in the Atlantic, and he was on a raft with Admiral King's grandson.
He made Tom a scrapbook.
I got him a picture of the Bismarck and a picture of a TBF Avenger because he didn't have one.
Then something extraordinary happened. Eleanor and Tom visited the kissing statue, and guess who they ran into?
Tom met the man who did the kissing, and they met down there at the statue in Sarasota. Right, and they had a nice long talk about it. They did not know each other.
Tom is gone now, and Eleanor hates to hear anybody criticize that statue.
It kind of made you your heart hurt to see them talk like that about the statue, that they thought it was trashy, when I thought it was a great tribute to the man in the uniform and the nurse.
So as you drive by what we call the kissing statue, give a salute to the sailor and the nurse and Tom and Elner, and say a silent prayer of gratitude to all the servicemen and women who have died fighting for our freedom. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
That statue came here temporarily, and it was so beloved by enough people that it came back permanently.
Yeah, exactly. They brought it back. Amazing. And it's a lot of people always there getting photos taken, and lots of memories.
And the first one they brought here was not hurricane-proof. They had to change it.
That's right. Change that up. And thankfully, we haven't had it in a while. Here's some shots. I want to show you these again. I got all four of them up there. Stephanie, great shot. Max, Dr. Max McLeod, getting the one. Siesta Key saying number 2 beach, right?
Yeah, that's right. Number 2.
It was on national news tonight, too, Siesta Key. Yeah.
Good.
And Siesta Key, Richard Marr sending this one in from, I guess that's the same shot, I guess. I don't know. John Duncan, Venice Beach. Dave Levy also sent one in, but I couldn't get to it. Sun Circle. Great shot, Dave.
Great pictures. All right. Thank you. Have a great weekend, folks.